YouTube channel. When you go to YouTube, you just type at Innerbugs Cab. Or when you just type Innerbugs Cab, you'll be able to find our channel. So if you missed any of those sessions, please go to our YouTube channel. The good thing, we are going for holidays in the next few weeks, so you'll be catching up at your own pace. But it will be ideal if you follow everything well in sequence. So this particular session, like she already said, it will be facilitated by coordinates Barara, and they have prepared some good stuff for us. They will be taking us through computer vision. By show of hands, how many of us know computer vision? Computer vision? No, what do you think is just your own way of understanding of what computer vision is? Yes, you can tell us. You are not enough, I know, you are not like me.
Okay, good afternoon. I think computer vision, the computer sees something and makes decision out of that shape it does.
You can only hear some of the words he said. like he said, it is the way of giving the computer's eyes so that the computer can be able to make decisions from what it sees. Because you said artificial intelligence, we are trying to make machines think and make decisions which would have been made by humans. So computer vision is one of those applications of artificial intelligence. But in this case, we shall, in the process of training our PCs, we are giving them eyes to see what the humans see and make decisions from what they see. So that is what computer vision is. And they're going to guide you. You build some few beginner models so that you grasp some of the skills that you can. Yesterday, I saw some people presenting their proposals, the finalists, and I realized some people have computer vision related projects, including mine. So this session will be very helpful for you. And they did stop there. Some even have the projects to do with agriculture. And I think they're going to handle some of that because they'll be, according to their description, they'll be trying to build a model which can detect and differentiate between a tomato leaf and a cotton leaf or something like that. It might not necessarily be that, but it's related to that. So if you're doing an agriculture-related project, you have something to start from. So just get ready and you try to follow up. If there's anything that's not clear, you save your question and make sure you raise it. These people are experts. There's nothing they don't know. They will be able to help you. Okay. She talked about the handover. Yes, it is true. We are having the handover session tomorrow. So please come and celebrate with us. We shall be in this same location, same place and time. Although the leaders will be changing, the current Innerbugs president will be handing over to the new Innerbugs ex-president. So, and you're the people who voted him, so you might want to come around and celebrate with him. So that is tomorrow's program. Then for Saturday, that's where I come in. On Saturday there is DevFest in Barara. By show of hands, how many of us have ever been to DevFest? By show of hands, who has ever been to DevFest in Barara or any other? Because it happens in different places. You might be here when you attend a DevFest in Kampala, DevFest in Bari, DevFest something, DevFest Guru. How many of us have ever attended a DevFest event? Wow, that's bad. Guys, when you hear DevFest, do you know what a festival means? Take away that festival. Okay, like you know what happens in a festival. The normal festivals, people go there, dance, do what, enjoy, and those other things. The entertainment festivals. But this specific one, it is a dev fest, developers festival. So when you hear about a festival, those entertainment ones, you find there.
Very sorry for interrupting our president. I'm seeing most people are doing their readings, and I think people are attending this session. So I was requesting him to do without the microphones, so that those who are reading can continue with their reading. Is it okay? Sorry? Okay, by show of hands, how many people are attending the session? But what you're doing from behind is not related to this session. Okay, I see the majority is attending. The president, you can use the microphone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Madam Aja. What was I talking about? I was not talking about that. Okay, like I was saying, in those usual festivals, when they say a festival, that's when every musician, you find every kind of musician, every kind of entertainer, you always find them there because it is a festival. So when you hear Dev Fest, just know all the developers from around, all the experienced developers, you find them there. If you're interested in mobile app development, you find people who do mobile app there, and they will guide you on what to do, and you learn something from them. If you like AI, there are a lot of AI people who will be there. If you've seen the posters, you started seeing some of them. So you will learn from them. You can even take their numbers and be consulting them, they mentor you and stuff like that. If you love web development, every kind of developer will be there, graphic designers, and just know everyone who is a developer in tech will be there. So it is better if you use this chance and you attend this year's Dev Fest because I wouldn't want you. We are trying to build our. There's a plan to have GDG cover because that is GDG Cloud Barara. But there is a plan to have GDG Cloud cover, and you are the people who are likely to come up and take it forward. So you have to first get that experience and reach that level, making cover to have its own GDG Cloud. Because GDG Cloud is in different cities or towns. There's GDG, Barara, Kampala, Guru, Mbale, and other cities. And it's not only in Uganda, or most of the countries where the Google Cloud is always there. So that is the first in Barara. We're going on Saturday very early in the morning by 6. We shall be leaving. So if you're going with us, please, you see me after the end, when this session ends like this, contact me and we see how we can plan it. Transport is only 30K. Entrance is free. There is breakfast, lunch, brunch, supper, and dinner. I hope there is no meal upstairs. All kinds of meals are there. So dessert is there. Okay, that's that with Delphist Barara. Okay, then another word of encouragement, please, whenever we have these sessions, don't stop on attending. Always register for these sessions. It helps us, and after the session is done, if you register, there's always that email which you receive asking for your feedback on how the session was. So always fill that form. It helps us to know what you learned from the session and what you would like us to improve on, because we might be here teaching you with AI, yet for you want your development. You might be here doing computer vision, yet for you want natural language processing. You might be here doing what, yet for you. So when you fill that form, it helps us understand your benefits, and when we make these sessions, they are tailor-made to meet your needs. That's why these clubs are here. So don't take that for granted. And another thing, okay, I am currently the GDG on campus lead organizer 2024-2025, and next semester around March, Google will release a form for people to apply to be the GDG on campus lead for the next chapter 2025-2026. By show of hands, how many of us would like to take up that? Okay, Evelyn, Saruk, and the ladies don't want. Okay, but there are more ladies here. Okay, but it is still fine, although it's not fine. So, if you want to take up such a position, and because for GDG on campus lead, we don't hold an election, but that form comes the way it comes. You apply, then Google notifies you whether you have been shortlisted, and then it interviews you. And when it is interviewing, it considers many factors. Some of the factors it considers is, have you been attending Google events? Now that the GDG in Barara, if you have signed up for it, those statistics are kept. If you organize a session like this one, because we are signing up using Google Forms, and those statistics are in Google. I don't have much time here. I could show you some of your statistics, and we try Karuks and see how many events has he signed up for Google. So we can't have Andrew and Karuks. They have both applied to be GDG organizers. This one has signed up for 10 events for Google. This one has 2. Even if you are the one selecting, can you go with him? So those are some of the factors they consider. Then Google skill badges and other badges which are given by Google by taking up some online Google courses. So those are some of the factors they consider. So please do not take it for granted. Always sign up and give us feedback when the events are done, so that we see how to improve on those sessions, and it also helps you in one way or the other. So we are going to begin our session. We are going to first have a few remarks from our patron, and then we shall go to the main item. Our trainers from coordinates are already here, so we are about to get started. So let's welcome our patron for a few remarks before they start.
I'm just here for an purpose of the business people. I have been asked by the HOD These people they approached KABAI Computing, I think like 2 months back, right? Asking they wanted to come and share some knowledge, particularly intelligence. So they officially wrote the deal, requesting to come and share with you knowledge. They have requested 20th of this month, but again, that same date, the finalists, that's 5 years, they're supposed to have a place for the proposal, right? So we shifted that session from yesterday to today. So they are here legally. The university is aware of their presence here, right? Might be their first time or second time or whatever. So my humble request is the fact that you have to spare whatever you're doing and come to attend to them, you give them attention, right? Give them attention, support them where they need your support, ask from them whatever you want to ask from them. Pay attention to what they're going to share with you. And also, maybe you never know, it might help you one day in future. The little I know about Codex Computers Limited, it's an IT company that is based in Mara. And this probably might not be knowing that I know it, but I worked for that company in my first year, that was 2015. I was starting my bachelor at university. That's Mara University. So I worked with them. One of the CEOs is called Yowas, right? So I worked with them for like around 8 months. I did internship with them. They are good people. They know what they're doing. I think it's one of the best companies in IT companies. I mean, so I believe they are going to give you knowledge, not poison, right? So I wish you a successful attendance, and not just attend, at least speak something. Okay. Yeah, I'll stop there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, our patron session, for welcoming them. I'll really not waste any time, and yeah, I'll invite them to take on. Thank you so much. You're welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. My name is Edwin Fonzile from KABAI Computers Limited. And you're most welcome. Thank you for taking your time to come and for welcoming us in this place. It's indeed a nice place. I've loved it. Yes. And let me take this pleasure to introduce KABAI Computers Limited to you guys. We are located in Bara. That's where we're from. It's a computer or a tech company that deals in all those services. We are located in Bara City Mall, Fresco Building. We call it Fresco Building. Some people don't know Bara City Mall, but that's where we are located, room 33, second level. And opposite Central Market. Okay? I don't know whether there are some people that have been there before, but when you come to Bara, make sure you reach, or you come along and check on us. We're so welcoming. We'll give you a bottle of water. Our services include computer training, website design and hosting, software development. We do repair and maintenance. To us, I don't know whether we have some around. And we do repair and maintenance. We train in all those courses, short courses. We pay little money and you get a skill and you run on and start your own company. So next time you come to Barra, you have a computer that has a problem, you have a friend that, you can even refer a friend to us. Thank you so much. Let me welcome my colleague that, so that he can take you through. You're welcome.
Okay, good afternoon. Okay, good afternoon. My name is Ebo Daniel. I'm from Coordinates. This is my teammate that I came with. She has talked a lot about Coordinates, so I'm not going to go into all that. So we are here to have a session with you guys, a session on AI. So I don't know how many people have a clue of what AI is. Like, have you interacted with anything in AI? It might just be some data set, or like they told me you guys had done some sessions of AI. You guys did some prediction, isn't it? Was it housing, something like that? Isn't it? How many people were there? Yeah, so I think these guys who are there, they have an idea already, okay? So AI is a very good field. It's one of the trending technologies or ideas in this IT field that is really very important. And you as a student who wants to have a career in IT should make sure you have the skills. Now together, even if you're going to build websites or mobile apps, you have to build intelligent systems, okay? You might get a gig and you are building maybe an app website for a clinic or a pharmacy or hospital. Okay. Now, what will happen is those people will want something like a chatbot. Have you guys gone to those sites and you find there's a chatbot that is very interactive and telling you how may I help you and stuff like that? You can text with it, gives you a response. Are we together? Yes. So if you're building websites, you should start looking at that picture. Are we together? You are not your websites nowadays. When you're designing websites, you don't just write your HTML code and leave it like that. If you're doing for entities like clinics and stuff, or schools, okay, employees are not always going to be online to answer those queries. Are we together? You need something that can stand in place for those people 24 hours. Okay. When you go to a site that has those chatbots, it's easier for you to what? To interact with that site before you making a call or moving around to look for where the offices are and you make your inquiries. Are we together? Yeah. So specifically, we are not here for chatbots today. We want to take you guys through something. It's very small, a very simple concept in the field of AI called computer vision. Okay. Computer vision is something that is very important. Okay, in the field of AI. For example, you guys have smartphones. You have facial recognition. Are we together? Have you guys ever wondered how those facial recognitions work? How they come up with those apps? Okay, like we have, for example, we have Google Lens Assistant. When you want to search for something, okay, you can use the Google Lens using a camera, isn't it? By taking a photo, you can get all other information that you can get about these monitors or these pieces. Are we together?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're aspiring to have some skills in AI, you should also look at computer vision. Okay. Now, computer vision is a field in AI that enables a computer to understand visual representation. Can be an image, okay? Can be a video. We're together. That means for us to have to make our computer be able to know something, okay, that you can demonstrate, that you can show to it as an image or as a video. That means you're going to have some given type of data set. Are we together? People who looked at price prediction the other time, you had some data set, isn't it? those data sets, I'm sure there were figures and numbers, sort of numerical, isn't it? Now here, what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at data set that is what? That are images, can be images or videos. Are we together? Yeah, so one of the most important objectives of what? Of computer vision is to make sure that the machine should be able to replicate. Are we together? Human or should be able to work like the human eye. Are we together? Are we together? So that when you provide it like an image or something, it can know that maybe this is a human face or this is not a human face. Are we together? Yeah, so the applications are really very many of computer vision. One, we have in these smart cars. You guys know cars like we have companies like Tesla's, education, you have facial recognition, okay? And we also have some universities that are already using attendance systems, okay, for students using AI, whereby you don't have to sign up in a book. Are we together? You can just come in and they have their cameras there, and you will be able to take your attendance. Are we together? Yeah. So when we talk about computer vision, there's a way it works. Okay. So one of the things that will happen is when you want to come up with something or make a computer be able to see, okay, be able to understand whatever information you're going to give it that is going to be in the form of images or videos, okay. One, we will need something called image acquisition, okay. This image acquisition requires you to have some visual data, okay, that you're going to get. This visual data, how are you going to acquire them? Or how is the computer going to perceive it? That means you're going to need a camera or some sensors. Are we together? Yeah, and then the other one, the other thing that happens is you have preprocessing. Okay. Now with preprocessing, this requires enhancing and normalizing images. Okay. Like for example, guys who did the price prediction or the previous days, you guys had something where a step where you did data preparation, isn't it? You were trying to find out whether there are missing values. If there are missing values, you address them. You did things like data cleaning before going to pass your data set to your model, isn't it? Your algorithm. Are we together? Yeah, so when you're dealing with image processing, that is a concept of computer vision. That's the same thing you're going to do, okay? You'll do other things like data accumulation. The data accumulation is like when you have very few data set. For example, you have very few images, but you have to train your model on those few images. Now, when you have few images, that model is not going to be robust. Are we together? By that I mean that model is not going to make good predictions. Okay. So when you have few images, you can do what we call data augmentation. Data augmentation is just a technique whereby you're going to make sure you're going to do various modifications on the few images you have, so that when you're passing it to the model, you can pass it many times and it can sit in for the other images you would have had. Okay. Like with data augmentation, you can zoom that image, okay? You can enlarge it, okay? You can flip it horizontally or vertically. We're going to see how we do all that. Are we together? So that's a technique you can use when your data sets are few. Are we together? Oh, we are. Everyone is speaking me, right?
Yes.
Yes. So the other step is feature extraction. Okay. Feature extraction is simple. This is where you're going to detect patterns. Okay. Or detect textures. Okay. Because you are dealing with images that have surfaces. Are we together? So you capture those details. And those details are what that the model or your algorithm is going to learn on. Are we together? Then after that, you can have your classification or detection. Okay. Now the model you have built as a result of feature extraction. Okay, like if you're using an algorithm like CNN, okay, you are going to have to do the prediction. Are we together? Or the classification. You guys look at classification models, isn't it? At least the people have clues. Are we together? Yes, people who did prediction, price prediction, some previous weeks ago. I hope you guys you're really feeling like you're in line, isn't it? Yeah. So we can also look at post processing, which includes refining results for specific use cases. For example, when you're going to use whatever the model you have trained, you're going to deploy it and going to use it maybe in a mobile app, maybe for facial recognition, or maybe in a system, or you're going to integrate it with a university system, maybe to take attendance. Are we together? Is there anyone else a question here? So this is the whole concept of computer vision. From the point whereby you as a user is going to be interfaced with the camera or a lens, okay, or sensors that are going to capture that information, and that information is going to be processed into a model that is being deployed in that system or that is integrated in that system. Are we together? Yeah. Yeah, up to whatever happens with the model, which is going to be feature extraction, then up to where the model is going to be able to classify or do the detection. Okay, are we together? Yeah. So we have key technologies in computer vision. One, we have something called CNN, that is convolutional neural networks. Okay, so this one is very specific to deep learning models. So if you're going to do you're going to come up with models, okay, that are going to be taking images as input, okay. Most of those models you'll build using CNN. Are we together? Now, also we have object detection. We have object detection algorithms. Like for example, we have this one called YOLO. This one is you only see one, so you only view one. So you get. You apply this when you guys have been interacting with a system that like draw, or you guys have seen in movies, okay, whereby someone is there on a computer and you are seeing some squares are being drawn, and immediately someone comes in those squares, you can detect the face. You get? Are we together? We are together, isn't it? Yeah. And then the other one is image segmentation, which includes partitioning images into regions. Okay. Are we together? Then the other one is the optical character recognition. This one is converting text in images to maybe machine readable format. Are we together? Then we have 3D vision and reconstruction. This helps machine or that system to understand the depth of, or it helps it in creating 3D models. Are we together? A bit fast because we're time. Okay. You need time to read, isn't it? So we have very many really we have in healthcare, okay? We have medical okay? For example, we have detecting tumors, brain tumors, okay? You can use computer vision. We also have autonomous cars. Are we together? Like we know of the self-driving cars that are already there. Are we together? So these cars use computer vision to be able to detect road signs, maybe any other obstacle. For example, maybe if a tree falls on the road, okay, blocks the road, that car is not going to just come and crash in it. Are we together? It will know that, okay, this road has been blocked by something. Are we together? Then we have security. Okay, we have CCTV cameras that have AI integration. Are we together? For surveillance. Then we have in agriculture. Okay, we have crop monitoring and staging. So we are going to do sample in the field of agriculture today. Are we together? How we can at least try to come up with something that can help us detect diseases, okay, in crops. Are we together? So even when we look at that, it is the same application that works in all these other sectors. Are we together when you're using computer vision? So you can also look at it in retail, okay? If you go to those shops, they are like supermarkets, you'll get people are using AI there. So, but computer vision, as a small field in AI, has very many challenges, okay? One, the dependency, okay? So one, for to be able to come up with very good models, you need to have a lot of images. If you're doing image processing, are we together? But then those images also have to be good images, okay? If you got good images that are not correct, your model is not going to make the right prediction. Are we together? Are we together? Then we have variability in input, okay? So for example, real world data is highly variable due to changes. Can be weather and all other reasons that can make that can bring variations in that data that system is going to process. Are we together? So if you can train it on this type of data, then you bring it to make predictions on a given type of data, it is not going to be able to make correct predictions because all this data is the same. Okay, there are some changes that may be due to weather. Are we together? So the model, if the model is not robust enough, it is not going to be able to make those clean predictions. Are we together? Then we have computational requirements. Okay. Now, when you're doing image processing, those models are, when you're building them, they are not as light as like the way you guys were doing price prediction. Okay. The model you guys were building was I had numerical data sets. Okay. That was not heavy. Now, when you're doing image processing, they are heavy. You're going to notice that most of your computers are not going to run. Okay. At least you need a computer that has a GPU. How many guys have computers here that have GPUs? So that should tell you that when you want to go deeper into AI, AI is an expensive field. Are we together? You're going to invest. It is not a matter of you having VS Code. It's not like you're a web developer. You have your VS Code and you're going to write your JavaScript and what, and you're done. No. With AI, you're going to invest in the infrastructure. Now, when you're going to build big models like ChatGPT, okay, not even a big model like ChatGPT, you can just have any other normal chatbot, okay. Now, for example, we can have a chatbot that is closed, okay, that's having a closed model. That means that model, okay, that you have trained will only work with that data set that you're providing. Are we together? Then you can have a model that is open. For example, ChatGPT. It is trained right on very many types of text, web pages, PDFs. But still, when you query it something, it goes into other websites to bring in those responses. Are we together? Now that's an open model. Now for you to be able to train such a model, you need to invest a lot in the infrastructure. Are we together? For you to be able to train. Are we together? So at your free time, you can look up how much it took those guys in OpenAI to come up with ChatGPT. Are we together? You're going to get it is a lot of billions of shillings. Are we together? Yeah. Then, we also have a technique that can help you overcome that kind of partially, okay? Transfer learning. So we'll look at that later. So we also have bias and fairness. So models trained on biased data sets can exhibit discriminatory behavior. For example, a computer vision system trained primarily on light-skinned guys will not do well with guys who are dark-skinned. Are we together? So if we have maybe a white somebody is trying to train something that's going to do facial recognition for Africans, then from the data set he collects guys maybe if from Uganda, he collects most guys from the north. Are we together? Then when you bring that model for it to work here, you understand what I'm saying? That model is not going to do very well because it's familiar with guys who are very dark. Are we together? Yeah, though it will still work well on some people dark around here, but if it gets very light-skinned guys like this, guy is laughing. Yeah, so those are some of the biases you can have in your data. Critical enough, you're going to overlook it. Are we together? Just like skin color, okay? Though you can do data augmentation, like I said, you can adjust brightness on that person's skin, but even if you adjust, it will still not be like for a brown guy. Are we together? For extremely brown guy, okay? Maybe you might change, if you over reduce, it might change to black and white. When that is not your what? Your target. Are we together? Yeah. So then we also have things like future trends, okay, in computer vision. We have edge AI. So with edge AI, it's a very simple concept that helps to make systems faster. Are we together? How does it do that? When most systems, they have to first go back to the server to bring some piece of information. But with edge AI, it is like it brings that information very near. Are we together? So when we have generative AI, most of you guys use ChatGPT. You guys, some of you use those AI tools that help you come up with images. Are we together? Yeah, that help you make you come up with those good images. They generate for you images. Then we have in autonomous vehicles, for example, you guys know of Tesla, okay? Those are driving cars. Then we have detecting defects. Now in detecting defects, we have in AI. from this generative AI, we have images that are being generated. Okay? Now, these images that are generated, with your normal eye, it is very hard for you to what? To know that this is AI generated. So if you want to know that this image is AI generated or not, you have to again go to AI. Now that technique is called detecting deepfakes. Are we together? Yeah, it works on the same principle. To catch a thief, you use a thief, isn't it? Yeah, so that is the concept of detecting defects using AI. Are we together? So there are other trends in computer vision alone. Okay. So at your free time, when you're interested in computer vision, you can look them up. Are we together? Are we together? Yeah. So we also have tools and frameworks that we can use for computer vision. Now, this one, the tools and framework, it's going to depend on your choice as a person. Okay. There are guys who like Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook. Okay. Now that's when those are people who will be training models using Python. Are we together? Then we have guys who are I'm seeing here Google developers students class. Okay, so that means these are going to be people of TensorFlow, Keras. Are we together? Now, one of the most important things, okay, that we have in computer vision, we have OpenCV. Okay, OpenCV is open source computer vision library. Okay, this library was built in C++. Do you have programmers of C, guys who do code in C++? Huh? Yeah, so if you do C++, you should be able to connect very well with OpenCV, okay? With bindings for Python and Java, okay? With MATLAB. Have you guys used MATLAB? You guys have been trying to come up with AI things. Not yet. Okay? Now, what OpenCV does is it offers a lot of tools. Yeah, so then you have TensorFlow, okay? TensorFlow is developed by Google, okay? So it gives you a lot of tools for building and training computer vision models. But TensorFlow is not limited to computer vision models only, okay? You can still train other models. Are we together with takes in different types of data sets like signals, sound, okay, numerical data. Are we together? And then we have this Python that is for guys from Facebook, okay? It also works like TensorFlow and Keras. Now, Keras is just like an API that runs on top of TensorFlow. Okay. So what Keras is good at is that Keras gives us pre-trained models like ResNet, VGG, and others. Are we together? Now, when you look at pre-trained models, okay. Now these pre-trained models help. You might not have the money. Okay, you can have the skills, but you might not have the money to purchase that infrastructure that can make you come up with something like ChatGPT. Are we together? But then what you can do, you can use ChatGPT. Like right now, they are giving ChatGPT 3 free. Okay, you can use it to train your own model. Are we together? Now that's a concept of transfer learning. We are also going to look at how we can implement transfer learning. Are we together? Yeah. So in most cases, if you don't have that whole financial mass, you can always use pretend models. Are we together? Now the other advantage with pretend models is when you're training, the training takes shorter time. Are we together? Because it is learning from parameters that are already what? Defined. Not you trying to define everything. Not you writing the whole architecture, like maybe CNN and stuff. Are we together? Yes. I hope no one is lost. Okay? Yeah. So we also have other companies that give us other tools. Okay, we have Hugging Face transformers. Okay, is there anyone here who knows something about transformer modules? So if you guys have heard of large language models, right? Those models that are big, that are trained on enormous amount of data. Okay, that architecture they use is called a transformer. Are we together? So just know there's a lot for you to explore in AI. You can get time and what? And dig deep into them, okay? Transformer models, all that. So we also have NVIDIA. This company is actually, right now, it's doing a lot in the field of AI, okay? It gives a lot of good processors, very fast processors. Like right now, guys of X, they have set up, they're trying to come up with their own modules too. Okay, so they are renting that infrastructure from media. Are we together? We also have Google. This one is very familiar. You guys know a lot about Google. We have detection too. So you can find out the very many people who are venturing into those big companies that have the financial muscles, and they're trying to what? To make sure that you people can access these tools and be able to come up with good models. Are we together? Yeah. So when you talk about computer vision, okay, that leads us into something, because when you want to implement the concept of computer vision, you have to look at something called neural networks. Okay. Now, the whole concept of neural networks comes from the human brain altogether. It tries to come up with modules or a whole system that is going to behave like the human brain. Are we together? So a neural network is just a series of algorithms, okay, designed to recognize patterns and relationships in data through a process that mimics the way a human brain operates. So are we together? So every model you're going to train, okay, will work and be interacting with patterns and relationships in that given data set that you're going to give it. Are we together? So that is what a neural network is. Okay, so at its core, a neural network consists of something called the neurons. Neurons, when we talk of the brain, because we say that the neural network works like the human brain. Now, these neurons are like the brain cells. Are we together? Yeah. So these are very fundamental units that you can understand them as the brain cells. Are we together? So these neurons, what they do is they receive some given input, which in most cases is going to be your data. Are we together? Then they can process them, okay, just like the way the human brain works. Are we together? After processing them, it can produce an output. Just like the way you can look at someone and think, do I know this person? You can always have that thought-provoking question, okay? If that person is not there in your brain, you will be able to know that this person, you don't know the person. But if that person is there in your brain, like you saw that person somewhere, you'll be able to understand that this person, I saw him somewhere, and this person is this person. I'm familiar with him, isn't it? So that's the same thing that happens with models trained using the concept of neural network. You'll pass to that model. For example, if you are doing facial recognition, you'll collect your faces here and pass them to a model, to an algorithm. After us writing the architecture, okay, then that model is going to learn on whatever input we have given it, okay. Then you can keep that information. Are we together? So that information that is being kept, you guys, you remember something in kindergarten, this concept of matching, a cup to a cup, a stick to a stick, a ball to a ball. You guys remember, isn't it? So that is the concept of AI at what? At kindergarten. Matching. So with computer vision, that's the same thing that happens also. That model is going to try to match this image that has been given to me. These are the patterns on it. Maybe this is the shape. Maybe this is how wide is it. These are the colors, and it will take all those parameters and be able to check with what has been given to it. Okay, so it will draw that relationship. Are we together? Yeah. So if there's a very high percent of everything matching, the color, the size, the texture, are we together? It will give you back a response that maybe this stuff is, since it is 98% a human face, and this must be a human being. Are we together? Yeah. So, but all that, when all that is happening in a neural network, are we together? Whereby there's an input, there's processing, then there's an output. Okay, we have parameters, like I told you, that the parameters we can understand them as like the properties, okay, of that image you are passing to that model. Okay. Now there are very many things you can do on those parameters. Okay, are we together? So whatever information you have got from those parameters, okay, they are called weights. Are we together? So a weight is like that information that the model has learned. Are we together? Are we together? Yes. So Many of you look very new to these things, okay? I can notice from your faces. But what you should do is that you should, when you're interested in the field, when you get back, try to do extensive reading, okay? Okay. Yeah, so that you will understand these things better. So then, leaving neural networks alone, you can look at their types, okay? So one of the most common types of neural networks we have the feed-forward neural networks. So these ones are very straightforward, okay? Information moves in one direction. Are we together? We have recurrent, okay? This is where we have loops, okay? So it is in these loops that we can have persistence of information. We can have learning over and over again. Are we together? Then we have convolutional neural networks, okay? These ones are primarily used for image processing. Are we together? And we're going to look at actually this CNN. Are we together? So we also have the radio basis function neural network. Okay, these ones are used for function approximation problems. Okay, when you dig deeper into neural networks, you'll actually find the more complex ideas that we can filter from all these types of neural networks. Are we together? Okay. Yeah. So what are the benefits of neural networks? Since we are looking at computer vision, computer vision is pointing towards neural networks. Are we together? So one, we have adaptability. Okay, that means whatever we are training can learn and make independent decision. Remember, we said a neural network works like the human brain. So for you, when they teach you in class and you get a gig, you are always able to make those independent decisions on how you're going to handle that client, isn't it? Are there people who have had gigs here? You have done a website as a student. You know that money is sweet. It comes like I think rain here is very common, isn't it? Yeah, it comes like rain here. Okay, you enjoy it. Don't you guys enjoy coldness? Yes, isn't it? You want to